So this is a quick video on how to play spots. Give each player a doghouse. Shuffle up the dog deck card and give each player 2 cards, gray side up. And then create generic piles for the dog treats and the dice. Starting player setup, make sure everyone gets 1 treat, 1 die, and 1 yard, and 2 gray dogs. Then play in turn order. Have every player roll the dice, and whoever has a higher pip value will be the starting player. Place the dice into your doghouse. If it's a tie, those tied players roll again. The recommended starting setup is Howl, Rollover, Walk, Fetch, Run, and Bag as the trick tiles. Sort through the trick tiles and look for those recommended starting setups. For advanced sets, look at these other trick tiles. The objective of the game is to score 6 dog cards. Flip them over to the blue side to show that they are scored. To score your dog cards, you need to use a trick tile, do what it says on the trick tile, which usually involves rolling a dice, and then roll the dice. And then if your gray dogs have the available spots to place your dice, allocate them appropriately. And you are trying to complete your dogs. And once you complete your dogs, use a full turn to score the dog, or multiple dogs if you have them. Flip them to the blue side. And for every dog you flip over to the blue side, draw that amount of new dog cards on the gray side. Whoever has 6 blue dogs scored first is the winner. So, in turn order, the first player will choose one of the 6 trick tiles, read what it says, and just flip it over, and then that shows the trick tile has been used and is unable to be used again until it refreshes. So here for walk, roll 2 dice, and then you may roll 1 dice. So I'll roll the 2 dice. I got a 3 and a 5. If I had a trick token or a bone, I could use that to do a full reroll. You must reroll all of the dice. You don't get to pick and choose which dice you want to reroll. And you can use unlimited trick bone treats as much as you have. So look in here, 3 and a 5. I can place a 5 over here, and I can place a 3 over here. That's great. And then roll, you may, it's optional, I don't have to, roll 1 extra dice, so I will do that. I got a 6, I can place it over here. Perfect. All right, the player over here, let's say they do run. They roll 3 dice. All right, so could they place these cards dice down? They can't place a 4. So if you can't place a dice down, it goes into your doghouse. And for your doghouse, this is where the game is all about push your luck. If the number of pips you have is greater than 7, you bust. That means all of the dice on your gray dog cards, they all get erased and you don't get to score those dice. So they just, progress gets deleted like that. So to prevent yourself from busting, that's when you should save a treat and try to use it to mulligan again. So in this example, let's say the player to the right did bust. All the dice in their doghouse just gets taken off and they're back to 0. All the dice on the gray dogs have been taken off and it goes to the next player. So here, player 1 again. Let's say they do fetch. Roll 8 dice. 4, 6, 8. Awesome. Choose a number from the things I rolled and place or bury all of that. So when it's place or bury, you can choose a mixture of both, placing it on your dogs or bury the remainder onto your doghouse. So I'm going to choose pips number 1 because I need ones on the left side here. So I'll take 1 and I'll place them both. Perfect. There's no more 1s here, so I don't have to bury it. And here's a bonus. Because all of my dogs are filled out right now, I get to do an immediate score action. Instead of consuming a full turn, I can score immediately, which is a nice aspect of the push your luck part. That is called fast and risky. If you ever complete all of your face-up dogs, score them instantly, reward for being risky, and then replace your dogs as normal. So I'll score them all, take the dice off, flip them over to the blue, and then get 2 new cards, 1 for each dog completed. All right, so fast forward, and let's say we're down to the last 2 tricks here. So let's say this one was done. Player right, take 1 treat, add it to the doghouse, then take one treat for each paw print on your dog cards. So that includes the gray dogs and the blue dogs. Well, the blue dogs don't have any paw prints, so it's only the gray dog here. So this gray dog has 2 paw prints. This one has 0 paw prints, and this one has 1 paw print. Alright, so take one more treat per paw print. Okay, so now that almost all the trick tiles have been flipped over, the last trick tile that wasn't selected will get a treat placed on top of it to incentivize the next players to choose it this time. Flip everything that was chosen over so it's refreshed, and now all tricks are available to be chosen again. And then play just keeps continuing until one player scores 6 dogs. So on your turn, it's either choose a trick token or a trick tile, or score whatever dogs you have completed. If you ever run out of treats, that's just it. There's a finite amount of treats. If you ever run out of dice, all players bust immediately, and then just continue the game as normal. You can switch which trick tiles are out for the game set. Once you score 6 dogs, you immediately win. You can never have more than 6 dogs. Busting must happen when you have over 7. It immediately ends your turn. Spending treats, you will reroll all the dice in that roll, not just the ones you pick and choose. You can spend as many treats as you want. You only reroll your most recent roll. Steps are mandatory unless they say may. If you can't perform a step for some reason, just skip it. If you can't do the first part of an action, like here, roll 2 dice, you can still do the second part of the action. If there's something that repeats, you can keep doing it as many times as you want or until you bust. Some things get stronger based on the paw prints on the trick tile. If something tells you to place or bury multiple dice, you can do a mixture of both. After rolling, make sure to complete the action and then continue to the next roll if required. Reset the trick tile, place a treat on the last trick, and then flip them back all over. Here's a quick turn reference. So what are the 6 starting tiles? Howl here. If you have fewer than 6 dog cards, draw the top of the dog deck and add it to your pack, and then roll 1 dice. Walk, roll 2 dice, and then you may roll 1 die. Run, roll 3 die, and then you may roll 1 die. You may repeat the second part as many times as you want. Beg, take 1 treat, and then take 1 more treat for each paw print on your dog cards. Fetch, roll 8 dice, choose a number you rolled, and place or bury all dice of that number. Discard the rest. And then roll over. Roll all your buried dice in your doghouse, and then place or rebury them. Then you may roll 1 die. If you're choosing a different trick set, make sure to always include the 2 orange cards, Howl and Roll Over, and then whatever color for the other 4. Off the leash. This game is for those who wants to use all the trick tiles. All tiles of the same color should be stacked on top of each other in a random order. When you use a tile, flip the top trick tile of the stack. And when it comes time to reset the tiles, any face down tiles are not only flipped face down, but also moved to the bottom of the stack. Note that this does not apply to Howl or Roll Over, which are always in play. So stack all of the blue tiles together, all the pink ones, all the yellow ones, and then all of the teal ones. And then once they've been used, flip it to the gray side, and then when it's time to reset everything, take the top of the stack, place it at the bottom so new tiles appear.